All right, welcome back. Looks a little different than the videos that I've posted in the past, mainly because we're not in the same place. So if you follow me on social media, it'll become, well, if you follow me on social media, you already know, we moved. My wife and I found a new house, made an addition to the family, and needed more space. So get more space for a little rugrat means in the meantime Dad gets way less space for that. So we are currently in a wood floor, like 25 by 14 portable shed. It was with the house when we bought it. I'm currently dealing with a whole bunch of zoning BS with the town and trying to build an actual shop. You think with an acre and a half, they'd let you build like a 30 by 40, but you're telling me I get like 500 square feet, which ain't gonna fly. So I think this is probably about 500 square feet. So trying to figure out that situation. The truck, in another video, we'll get into all the issues I've had with it. Again, if you follow me on social, you'll see that it's run. I've driven it. It sucks. Makes great power, but there's some weird issues going on. And today's video is kind of trying to fix some of that, even though I know it's not the problem that I've been having. What we're going to talk about today, which is distributor gears and how and what you need to find out to run a distributor gear on whatever camshaft that you have. So we'll jump into that. We're going to talk about all the different materials of distributor gears. The one I don't have here because I have zero use for it at home would be a bronze gear. Easily identifiable by the color of bronze that it is. So you can see that we do not have one here. The other materials that you will see on a camshaft gear will be most common, would be cast. After that, you'll see some steel stuff. There is a melanized version out too that we will talk about and what those are. And then the fourth one that we have in this picture is a composite gear. To the naked eye, it is not real evident what the difference between any of these are. And people struggle with that a lot. We get a lot of phone calls about it, about what gear is going to be needed on their camshaft, etc., etc., etc. So, first thing I am going to show you is obviously magnetic. Magnetic. Let go. Magnetic. Nothing. This unit is a composite gear. For those of you that street drive your vehicles and have a billet camshaft, so a camshaft that is either 8620, 8660, tool steel, stuff like that, the really, really hard material stuff, what you will find is that most manufacturers are going to recommend a bronze distributor gear. They can last a long time on the street, but first and foremost, the biggest thing with these composites is that they are extremely light and they last like a hard gear would. So if you have a billet gear or a billet camshaft and you would like something to last long on the street, a composite is definitely the way you want to go. However, composite gears started in NASCAR, so unless it's a NASCAR based engine, you're going to have issues finding a gear for it. So there is some stuff out there for Pontiac. I've heard talks of some Oldsmobile stuff. If you have Chrysler, Ford FE, you're kind of out to lunch on that deal. You won't really be able to find a composite. If you know of them, comment. Let other people know that they exist, because it's not something that we generally carry. For reference wise, this is all small block Ford. But I do run a composite gear on my vehicle, just due to the fact that I do have a billet camshaft in, and it is a fully streetable, potentially daily driven vehicle. So I don't want to have to worry about that. Most camshafts, we're going to use this rusty pile of junk out of a stock engine for reference. This is a stock Ford camshaft that is extremely rusty now. See this roughness between the lobes? That's evidence that this is a cast camshaft. that would mean that this gear is cast, because it's very evident that this is not a two-piece core. You can see this nice taper up onto the gear, so it's obvious that it's not pressed on. Also, it's not very common to see a small block Ford with a pressed on gear. So Chevy, small block, big block Chevy, you'll see a lot more of that. What you will want for that is a cast iron gear. Cast iron cam, cast iron gear, that is what you want. A lot of people will forget is that, obviously, roller camshaft, cast iron cam. There is a lot, I mean a lot of cast iron hydraulic roller camshafts out there. Just because it's a roller does not mean that it's steel and needs a steel gear. Another option, not that this looks any different, but this is a melanized gear. A melanized gear can be one of two things. It can be either a base cast gear or a steel gear. A lot of times with some sort of a coating, usually phosphate. There's some other options out there as well, but what that does is it is a coating on all these teeth, and what that does is it makes it very slippery. So if you have two similar metals, the slipperiness of a melanized gear will allow mesh to happen without any micro welding or sharpening or metal transfer of anything that you've seen when you see a failed camshaft gear. Third option would be a steel. If you can see this little S there, S stands for steel. So if you order an MSD distributor and it's got an S on it and you're wondering what you have, S steel. So steel is great for steel camshaft cores. 1055 and some 5150 cam core materials. You'll just want to be sure you know what you have before you venture too far down that road. If you don't know what's on the camshaft, give the camshaft manufacturer a phone call. They will be more than happy to tell you what that cam is made out of. We will see on camshafts is that on some stuff this will be pressed on. So you will see 8620 or 1055 cam core material that has this last section completely pressed on. And they do that so they can change this gear. So if you wanted, you could run a cast iron gear on a steel camshaft. That is usually something that's custom order and not super common. But gist of what we're going over here is that cast iron gear, and steel gear. Billet, I'm going to differentiate from steel because we are talking about a 1055 or a 8620 or 8660 style cam. So always know what you're looking at. If you don't know, give your cam people a call and we will definitely recommend what gear. And then we will talk in the next part of this video, we will talk about something interesting that happened with these two pieces here, changing them out.